Hi friends, welcome back. Yesterday in our religion book, we started talking about how Jesus shared a special meal with his friends, the apostles. Do you remember what that special meal was called? Very good. It was called the Last Supper. And at that meal, Jesus prayed with his apostles. He trusted them, and together they thanked God. He blessed the bread and wine, and that bread and wine became the body and blood of Christ. Exactly. So we call the special meal that Jesus had with his friends called the Last Supper, because it was the last meal that he shared with his friends, the apostles, before he died. Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how Jesus shares the gift of himself with us as well. And he shares that gift of himself with us every Sunday at Mass. Exactly, okay? He shares with himself with us at Mass. The Mass is a special celebration, and we thank God for his gifts, and we remember Jesus in a special way. At Mass, the priest blesses the bread and wine, and the bread and wine become the body and blood of Christ. So Jesus gives himself to us as a gift at Mass. We've talked about before when we hear those bells ringing at church, the 3 bells, the altar server rings those bells. We know at that special moment, that is when Jesus gives himself as a gift to us in the form of the body and blood, okay, in the bread and wine. And when the priest changes that, when those bells ring, that is what's happening at that point. That is when the body and blood of Christ becomes the gift from the wine and the bread that is on the altar. So when we're at Mass, it is actually a celebration. Now, we have celebrations all the time. What are some things that you do to celebrate? What are not some things that you do to celebrate, but when do you have some celebrations? Right, your birthday is a celebration. Christmas time is a celebration at your house. Thanksgiving is a celebration. We have a lot of celebrations. Baptisms, graduations, weddings. They're all very special celebrations. And why do you like celebrations? Well, I know I like celebrations because it's a time everybody's happy. There's fun. Family is together. You get to spend time with people that maybe you don't get to spend time with a lot during the school year or during the year. They're just very special, happy moments. Everybody is together because they're celebrating something good. And so when we think about that, the reason why we like celebrations, we like to be with other people, we like to be happy. We're happy for the person who maybe we're celebrating their birthday or their graduation or their wedding or their first Holy Communion. We're happy for them. So we like celebrations and we understand what celebrations are for. So it makes it easier for us to understand that when we're at Mass, that is a celebration too, and we're receiving a gift. Now, you're not receiving the gift yet. You'll receive it when you're in 2nd grade, but you're starting to get ready to celebrate that gift of Jesus at Mass. Even in kindergarten, you're getting ready to do that by understanding Mass and going to Mass and learning that Jesus gives the gift of himself to us at the Mass, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to open up your religion book, and I want you to open up to page 211, 211, okay? 211. All right, once you're on that page, I want you to take a look at the people. Take a look at the people on that page. What are they all doing there? Very good. They're at church. Do you see the priest up on the altar and he's holding out his arms? Very good. Those people are all there to share in the celebration of the Mass, which is when Jesus gives himself to us. Down at the bottom, it says, Jesus gives us the gift of himself at, now we could sound that word out. We can sound that out. Let's sound that out together. Mass. Very good. That is when Jesus gives us the gift of himself at Mass. What I'd like you to do very carefully with your crayons is color in that word. Color in the word Mass for me, okay? And you can pause while you do that. Okay. What do we do at Mass? Well, we thank God for his gifts, and we remember Jesus in a very special way, because that's when he gives himself to us. And at Mass, what happens to the bread and wine? They become the body and blood of Jesus. Exactly. So that's what happens at Mass, which is why Mass is a very special celebration. What I want you to do is I want you to think now to yourself. So God gives us the gift of Jesus, and he gave it to us. And then Jesus gives the gift of himself at Mass. Very good. What is a gift that you give to people? So we've talked about how generous God has been. He gave us Jesus, his only son. Jesus gave of himself and gives of himself at Mass every Sunday. What's a special gift that you give to someone? Now, this is really hard, because I want you to think about a gift, but it's not something that you buy, and it's not something that you can put into a box and wrap it up and put a bow on it. These are those times when Mrs. Rooney is asking you to dig really deep down and really think about, what is a gift that you give to someone? A true gift from your heart that you give to someone. What is something that you can do? Is it listening to mom and dad? Is it sharing with your brothers and sisters? Is it listening? Is it being a kind friend? Is it including others when somebody might not be feeling a part of the group? What are those things that you give of yourself to other people? What is that special gift that you might give to other people? And what I'd like you to do is share that with mom and dad, and then ask the people in your family. Say, I've learned that God gave us Jesus, his only son. Jesus gives himself to us at the celebration of Mass every week. What is something that we give to each other? Since we've received these amazing gifts from God and Jesus, what is a gift that we can give to others? Okay, so I want you to think about that, and I want you to maybe have that conversation with your family tonight. Ask the members in your family, what are some gifts that you give to one another, since we've been so fortunate to receive those gifts from Jesus and from God. Okay? All right, make sure you've finished coloring in the MASS of Jesus gives us the gift of himself at Mass. Tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the prayers that we hear at Mass during that celebration of Jesus. Okay? All right, have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.